Begin the Design Adjustment Committee meeting. Before I get started, I have to read an introduction. The Design Adjustment Committee's purpose is to establish clear and measurable review criteria for the consideration of major deviations from the city's technical standards and specifications manual. The DAC does not consider housing type, cost of the proposed unit, occupants, building material, unit size, number of bedrooms, or the architectural design of the structures. These hearings are quasi-judicial evidentiary hearings. That means it's like a court hearing, and the committee's decisions are constrained by the standards in the ordinance and based upon the facts presented. All variance requests require a 4/5 vote of the committee. Appeals of the Design Adjustment Committee are to Superior Court. The parties to these cases are entitled to an impartial board if a board member has a fixed opinion on a matter, a financial interest in the outcome, a close relationship with an affected person, or has had any ex parte communication about the matter. Please disclose that information to determine if a recusal is necessary. City staff will introduce the proposed project to the committee, and committee members may ask questions. The applicant may present additional information about the project, and the members may ask questions. If anyone wishes to provide evidence at today's hearings, witnesses must sign in the clipboard in the back of the room and be sworn in. Because witnesses are to provide sworn testimony, focus on the facts and standards, not personal preference or opinion. When a witness comes forward to give testimony, please come to the podium, state your name and address for the record, and speak clearly. All right. First item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from the last meeting. Has anyone had a chance to look at the minutes? And if so, any adjustments, questions, or do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Motion carried. The first item on the agenda is Starway Village. They have requested a continuance.
Yes, Mr. Chair, there was a public notice error, so we're going to need, staff is requesting this item be continued to your April meeting.
Very good. Any objection to that? I guess we have to have a motion. I'll make the motion to approve the continuance to the April meeting.
I'll second that.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, so that moves to the April meeting. Item number 2 is the River Lights project, luminescence.
And I'm going to swear everyone in. If y'all could just stand up, raise your right hand. Do you swear that the evidence you're about to present today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you.
Good afternoon. For item number 2, this subject property is currently zoned MXLCD. It's a mixed-use legacy district, conditional district located in the MX3 portion of River Lights. The applicant has submitted plans for a 121-unit senior living facility and a 34,500 square foot assisted living facility with 60 beds. The site plan is shown up on the screen, and it shows you the extent of the requests that are being made today. Proposed plan includes 2 driveway connections on Arnold Drive, and the applicant is requesting relief from the maximum length of a private driveway. They are prepared to make a presentation as well. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have at this time.
Any questions for Brian? Thank you. Does the applicant wish to speak?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. We have a PowerPoint. We'll wait to get pulled up here. Thank you. Oh, yes. My name is Brad Schuler. I'm a planner with Paramount Engineering. I'm also here with Andrew Richards and Tim Clinkscales. They are engineers with Paramount Engineering. We did provide or prepare a few slides that will hopefully explain the request. Shown here is aerial photography of the site, highlighted in red as the subject property. The property is located in the southern portion of the River Lights community. It is accessed by Arnold Road, which is a recently developed public right-of-way that extends from River Road to the Arrowhead subdivision to the north. Southeast of the site is Mott Creek and the Village of Mott's Landing subdivision, which is located in the unincorporated portion of the county. Shown here is the master plan for the Ilmex 3 section of River Lights. The subject site is a portion of Parcel 5, which is highlighted here on the master plan. Parcel 4 to the north is the area where the River Lights Elementary School is planned to be constructed. To the east is area designated as open space, which abuts along Mott's Creek and does contain some wetlands. And to the south is the residual portion of Parcel 5, which is designated for commercial purposes in the master plan. I do want to note that this portion of River Road within the River Lights community has been designed to restrict driveway cuts along the road. It's my understanding any new driveway cut would be prohibited outside of the existing intersections that have been constructed along that road. Shown here is the site plan. Again, it is split into two components. On the plan left here, it consists of a 120-unit independent living facility, and on the right side of the plan is a 60-bed assisted living facility. The property itself ranges from about 700 to 825 feet in length, and because of that, the driveways would need to be extended past the 500-foot restriction in order to provide the needed access to serve those facilities. The fire code does require that a fire apparatus road be located within 200 feet of all portions of the building. We are meeting and exceeding that standard with this design, which to me is a good standard due to the nature of this facility serving an elderly population. Lastly, I just want to point, it's not uncommon for retirement communities to be located on larger properties with a campus-style design containing many amenities that is aimed for that population to stay on the site. Also, they have much larger buildings, which would require larger driveways or longer driveways to provide the needed access to them. So just a couple examples, we have the Davis Community and Plantation Village in Porter's Neck. This is Trinity Landing on Masonboro Loop Road, which extends about 2,400 feet. We have Brightmoor here, which is a more compacted example of a retirement community, but it too extends about 800 feet off of 41st Street. And then a smaller facility, New Hanover House, with just one building, too has a 600-foot, approximately a 600-foot driveway, and that doesn't include the little extension of the parking to the north. So overall, we appreciate your consideration in this request. We feel like we are providing the needed fire access to this building. This was reviewed by TRC a few days ago, and it was noted that the layout does comply with the fire service requirements. Again, I'm happy to answer any questions. We also have Andrew Richards and Tim Clinkscales that are available for questions as well.
Any questions for the applicant?
I've just got one question, just reading through the justification. It's mentioned that NC Fire Code requires a fire apparatus road located within 200 feet. What is a fire apparatus road?
It's an all-weathered surface that can support, I believe, 75,000 pounds for a fire truck. It's got to be a certain width. In this case, we have a 24-foot drive aisle, but it's the area where a fire truck would actually use and set up during an emergency event.
So the red arrows on the screen aren't representative of that specifically. It's the actual parking lot is what you're referring to?
Right, that's just showing how far that fire apparatus road is from the exterior portions of the building, so that we are showing that again, we are meeting the fire code requirement. We're also exceeding it, which again is,
Okay.
in my opinion, appropriate for this type of use due to the vulnerable population that resides in the building.
I have a question. What is that square area in back? What is that? Is that a turnaround? What is that area used for?
That's great. It's intended to be a turnaround. When we were designing it, it was really meant for the garbage trucks that are going to the dumpster there, but it was also confirmed at the TRC that actually complies with the, I believe, the alternative hammerhead design. It's actually larger than what would be required, but a fire truck would be able to utilize that for a turnaround.
Okay. And I guess, was there any consideration with providing emergency access, if not vehicular access, to the gravel drive due east of this?
That is outside of the property boundary. That's an easement for Duke. They have a substation to the plan northeast of this facility, but that's something that is not under control by the developer of this site.
I don't know that that's right. Okay. Thank you. Any other questions for the applicant? Okay, thank you.
Thank you all.
Well, procedurally, I guess we have to open the public hearing, even though I don't see a lot of public here. So I will open the public hearing. Is there anybody from the public who wishes to speak? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing. Brian, as I ask on every project, is it just the variance on this one or the plan?
It is just the adjustment for the length of the private driveway.
Thank you. Okay. I guess my first question is for fire. Do you see any issues with the, I guess, accessibility that's provided on this?
No, because the length in the upper part of that where it says you got 213 feet, they're providing a turnaround because anything over 150 feet, we have to require some type of hammerhead or some type of modified hammerhead turnaround, which they're providing with that space in the back of the building. And the provision of the fire code, which has already been talked about, is that you have to be able to access all sides of that building within 200 feet of where apparatus is placed.
Okay.
And by that, what is proposed on the diagram satisfies the intent of Chapter 5 of the Fire Code.
Okay. Any other discussion? Okay. I mean, I guess coming in here, I had some thoughts of why there wasn't, you know, some sort of an emergency vehicle connection to that gravel road. I know that it's been discussed on other River Lights projects as an access point, so I'm not 100% certain that it's not available for use. But if this is an acceptable layout for fire, then maybe it's not necessary. So what are do I have a motion or any other discussion on this matter?
I'll make a motion to approve waiver number 1 with justification that the length of the site exceeds the requirements in the technical specification manual. Their site layout is consistent with other similar facility type sites that were presented. So that's my justification.
I'll second that. Any other discussion? All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Motion granted. Okay. there's no other items of business, no? I guess we're adjourned. Thank you.